What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? This is the Gym Slasher, aka CJ. Appreciate you guys so much for coming in, checking me out on my channel, man. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, man. Give me all that love that I need. Give me unconditional love and I give it right back. You read the thumbnail. We're gonna get right into it. Gentlemen and my ladies, there's a peeve that I have of you guys. There's things as a trainer. Now understand, let's lay down some parameters on this, okay? I'm a trainer. I train, I coach, right? So I'm always coming at it from that lens and not just as a guy that just goes to the gym, right? I'm observant. I see all, right? I may not speak on much, but I see all, and I'm at the same time, I'm focusing on the things that I do. I would, more often than not, you won't see me come to you, especially adults, right? I normally don't come up to adults to correct them or tell them something, because it's just, unless there's something that I see that you genuinely may get injured or hurt, or you can do some serious damage in terms of like tearing your body or tearing something, then I may step in and interject. But I would do it on a complete trainer, and I'm gonna lead with my training title, so that it won't come off as I'm just here just picking on you as a man or as a female. I don't want to do that. So normally I stay away. If it's not hurting you, I tend to stay away from it. If you're youth, that's a little different. I may well step in and interject just to help you out a little bit in terms of technique and what you should use. I'm a little bit more cavalier, if you will, in terms of trying to help the youth. But adults, I kind of steer weary of that, because I'm just not a big fan. Adults take it differently sometimes. So I really had to emphasize that I'm a trainer with the youth, like the 15, 16-year-olds. I'm talking about 15, 6. They know that I'm okay. He must be telling the truth. But I also tell them, look, I'm a trainer. I know what I'm doing. This is how you need to do this, or here is the technique on how to do this. They seem to be way more receptive than sometimes you talk with adults. That being said, I'm just laying out a parameter. I'm coming from a trainer's lens, right? A lot of my trainers will know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of this dynamic. The ladies love their biggest fear when they get to the gym. And let me put a disclaimer on this. If you're injured, I understand. If you want to stay at a certain weight, if you got some injuries, get it, right? If you're a novice, you want to stay at a certain weight, I get it to an extent, cool. But once you start getting past that 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and you're not injured, and if you're a novice, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you're starting to get into that 3-6 month phase. You're now starting to get used to this and accustomed to this and all that in terms of lifting. You got your regimen going on and all that, right? The body is starting to figure this out, that you like doing this. You like lifting. It's going to start giving you some extra help as you're doing this. Now, women have estrogen more than men. Men actually do have estrogen. They just have a small percentage of it. But women mainly have estrogen, right? But they do have testosterone. Ladies, you do have testosterone. You just don't have a lot of it, and rightfully so. I'm glad you don't. Men has a lot of testosterone, very small estrogen, rightfully so, right? And I'm gonna get into the guys in regarding their testosterone. But right now, with you as a woman, you don't have to be scared of lifting and going, well, I don't want to get too bulky, and I don't want to look like them. And you're pointing out guys, or you pointing out girls, females, women that are muscle bound. There's a great chance that they're taking some extra supplements, if you will, for their bodies to look like that. And some of them could be completely natural. Not going to take that, no shade from that at all. But to the average female, to simply add a little weight, you're not going to get big traps like bodybuilders, right? But you're doing yourself a disservice when every upper body day, right, you lift and bench and you're still on 10s, when we all can clearly see you're ready to put maybe a 5 on each side with the 10 pounds with the bar and a 10, and putting that 5 pounds, you're right there, right? It's time to move up to that next level. By doing that, I promise you, you're not going to get this big old or neck, you're not going to have a neck anymore type of thing. You know what I'm saying? When you start to go up, it's time to challenge yourself. When you're doing them for 15 reps, 3 sets of 15 or something like that, and you're all of them all feel the same, and you're kind of starting to look around. When your body start doing that, your it's bored of that. It's time to add just a little bit. You don't have to add it to each set, but at least progress, and then come back to the next one and saying, okay, I added a 5 on that on my last set to see where I'm at, or I added 2.5 pounds to my first set, after my warm ups you need to do, but then start adding to add that more strength to it. Curls and triceps. Ladies are always apprehensive about adding a little bit more weight to their arms. To their legs, they push themselves a little bit more. Obviously, most women love doing legs. Gentlemen love doing arms. It's just what it is. Now we're starting to see the squat game and the squat guys really taking you're starting to kind of see a little bit more of a shift to guys starting to really get into leg days, if you will. But it's still arms, guys, legs, ladies. It's still pretty distinctful, right? But ladies have a tough time of, okay, let's add some weight. When I've trained ladies and stuff like that, and go, okay, it's time to add some weight, and they're kind of looking at me like, what? I don't want to get too big. It's almost like I just told just told them something that's just crazy, and they like, what? But I'm like, your body is ready to go to that next level. Your body, your arms, your everything about you. You have so much control, and you're just moving those weights like it ain't nothing. It's time to move to the next level. Again, weight training is all about resistance. It's resistance training, picking up something to strengthen yourself. If you're still lifting, you can find yourself just not getting that muscle, getting that muscle build as you want. Right? So ladies do a great job at documenting their weights and breaking down what they're doing. They do an excellent job at taking those notes and breaking down and knowing what they need to do for each day, and doing that journal. Do an excellent job at that. My peeve of yours is just move up. It's time to move up. It's okay. Your estrogen will kick in, and some of that you won't have in terms of this bulky or extra, layer. You don't have enough testosterone unless you go and retrieve more testosterone, if you know what I'm saying, right? Then that can happen. But when if you're doing it naturally, you're not going to get that fear of no neck and triceps and arms. It's not happening. Your estrogen is going to take an effect. Okay. But that being said, that's it. That's my peeve of y'all. Just get that up, right? Now, my fellas, right? Got to get into y'all, right? Not all men. If you're injured, understand, right? Older gentlemen, not in it. I'm talking about my guys in there, and I'm gonna give you an example. I was in the gym. It was actually, I want to say it was early in the week. It was this week, but earlier in the week. Guy came in there, got on a bench. Always do it. Like I said, I recommend for everyone. Always get a warm up in. Get the body right. Get the shoulders. Get the arms. Get the legs. You gotta get a good warm up. All right. You've seen enough of my videos. I got plenty of shorts on here. Check them out. Me just doing certain things, especially with legs and warming them up properly and stuff. Getting ready for that. Even when I lift, okay, guys, we lift. We tend to want to go heavier than what we need to go. We lift heavy, void of technique. Women are excellent at technique. Men are weight first, technique second. Women are technique first, second, and then maybe we're going to add some weight to it third. That's the difference, okay? Men, we just going to try to pile some weight on there and trying to lift it, even if it takes us tearing our back up, neck up, shoulders, knees. we're going to do it. We're going to lift and we're going to tear our bodies up in the process. And then as a result, we're out for another 6 weeks. We're out for 4 weeks. So whatever we were doing is already null and void because now we're out. The name of the game is not only strength building and bodybuilding and that, but it's also longevity. It's also your health, right? So sometimes we fall victim of our testosterone getting the best of us. Okay. Our testosterone gets the best of us. And then we find ourselves doing more than what we need to, thus hurting and injuring ourselves. Guys, do not lose the technique aspect of weight training. Stay technique driven. The weight is going to come. You're going to be able to add on weight naturally. Your testosterone will run its course, will take care of the weight aspect of it, but the mental aspect of in terms of technique, that's what you have to focus on. The eccentric, the decentric, right? Your body position, where you're at in terms of how you're lifting. Those are the important things as us as men when we're incorporating our testosterone, because that's going to kick in and we're getting stronger. But we have to taper some of that strength to not lose the technique, right? You see this, the most perfect example that for guys, when I see guys that are adding too much weight, the void of technique, the deadlift. The deadlift is the biggest one of them all. Second, I would say squat. Third is bench. Oh, no, I take that back. Third is curls. And I'm gonna get on curls too. But deadlift. Guys want to get up to those 3 plates. They want to get up to those 4 plates. They know they're in that gym. They know they have 5 o'clock gym, 6 o'clock gym where everybody's in there. They want to clank and bang, like Rock said. They want to clank and bang, and they want all that. They want to hear that sound of them clanking, adding more place to it. They know this person, that person looking. They got the other guy next to him on the deadlift, on the squat rack. He's putting on more weight, so you want to show him up a little bit. You want to show everybody you got your headphones in. You playing your favorite song. You hyped up. And you doing your bit, you're just lifting it. Shoulders are jacked up. Legs are not positioned correctly. It's all back. It's no legs. And yeah, you lift it and it looks cool. And you throw the weights down. You slam them to get that cool feeling and stuff like that. But you just tweaked your back. You just pinched a nerve, or, you just felt something pop. And now you can't do the deadlift anymore. Now you can't really lift anymore. Anything else is all hurting for that rest of the day. When you get home, you put an ice pack on, and now you got to go to the doctor. And the doctor's saying, yeah, you kind of did something to your vertebrae down there. You did something to your lower back. You did this. Your knees are jacked up, da-da-da-da. All that because you put too much weight on. Is not that serious. Humble yourself a little bit. Take some off. Do not lose the technique. You're not going to win an award, at the gym, and it's just a regular day at the gym. Now, you're on some deadlift competition. You may win an award, but it may come at a price where you tore your back. And if you're fine with that, you're fine with that. But if the name of the game is longevity, how is that if you are constantly finding yourself out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks because you injured yourself trying to lift too much of this side, trying to lift too much of that? It's a battle for us as men. I know it's a battle. It's a daily battle that you may see somebody next to you and you see them lifting more than you. And now you want to, you letting your testosterone, man, let them do their thing. You do yours. Stay in your lane, run your race. I've said this before and plenty of other things. It's okay, right? It happens often, especially for myself when I'm in the gym. I see other people in there. They see that what weights that I've done. You've seen the videos, some of them that I show you what I've done and stuff, or what I do, right? So they feel compelled to try to do what I'm doing, not realizing that I put years in this. And so they want to just jump right into what I'm doing to try to do some show me up stuff. And then I'm watching them. Their technique is trash. They can't do the amount of sets, right? They can't do the amount of reps. And so they out there looking silly. And then I'm just sitting there shaking my head because the back is arched. They're doing this, they're doing that. And they think they did something, but all they did just hurt themselves, right? It took some years, even for myself, to really come to understand the importance of technique, the importance of less weight, getting that decentric and eccentric phase down and understanding the importance of both, right? That means coming down and driving up, you know what I'm saying, and having that balance, right? When you start to have those things, that's where your strength and your longevity of coming to the gym all the time as a man and not being injured because you put too much weight on. 9 times out of 10, most men that get hurt in the gym is because they put too much weight on, right? It's not because they did too little. It's because they did too much. Curls is another big one. Like I said, I was going to say bench or I was going to say bench, but I say actually curls. Guys that rock, you see that a lot with men because they have too much weight. Now they're putting their legs into it. Now they're putting their lower back into it and they arching and they're pulling, and the curls is no longer the arms. The curls is now their back and their legs. Well, the curl is about your biceps. Everything else is secondary and third, but it's your biceps. If you're pulling your back and doing one of these numbers, your biceps is getting very little work. They're getting work, but not that much is where they should be. Women, in terms of you see them doing bench, you see them doing curls, you see them doing squat, they got the technique nailed. It's just that they just don't put any weight on it. They don't put any weight. They'll stay on that weight for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, a year. And you're just like, it's time for you to move up. But guys, once we got, okay, I know, let me start adding weight and adding weight so we can look cool. I about do half of what I can do because I'm so driven on the technique that even when I start to add weight as I go up, it looks all the same. When you get into real professional weight builders, bodybuilders, weight trainers, guys that really understand, and ladies that really understand how to work out, they do this thing that it just makes it look easy. The weight that they're doing is a lot, but they're technique first. And so when you see them, you're going, dang, they're barely moving. Their body is it's only the parts that need to be moved that are moving. And you're seeing the weight and you're going, it make it look easy. I guess I can do it. And then you go out there and then you struggling. And then you looking at them going, they make it look easy. It's because they mastered the art of technique and strength training at the same time. Okay. So ladies, add a little bit more weight. It's okay. Right? Even if you need a spot, ask somebody for it, they can do it. But I'm not asking you to pile it on and double your weight. What I'm saying, if you got 10 pounds on your bench, it's okay to add 2.5 to that on your second or third sets, right? Of whatever you're doing. Add a little bit and feel that resistance so that way you can get a little bit more strength in that. That's all I'm saying. Add a little bit and you'll be surprised on, oh, okay, your brain is going to be activated and going, oh, snap, we adding something and we're doing it. And yeah, that day you might be a little sore, but then you keep doing that, progressing, you're going to find yourself gaining that strength. Guys, lower your weight, please. Focus on the technique. Just take some off. If you at 225 and you only doing 3, right? Put a 45 on, just a 45, and then put a 25 and a 5. Get to 10. Just get the technique down. Get your breathing right. Then start to add on to where you can get your eccentric and decentric going and your breathing. And then you can start adding where each time it looks comfortable and your strength building at that, right? It's okay. It's okay to take it a little bit off. You'll be all right. Your technique is going to be fine. And then you get to keep working out into the gym well into, you're not taking days off or weeks off because you're hurt. You pinched a nerve in your neck. You messed up your knees. You messed up your back. You tore your chest muscle or something like that, right? Technique first for guys. So with that being said, who are you? What is your mission? This is your boy, Jim Slasher. I'm out. I appreciate you guys. One love. Peace.